The health department has confirmed 3 new cases of Mpox. The new cases are reported in Metro Manila and Calabarzon. All infected individuals are currently in home isolation and recovering. DOH said ongoing tracing has yet to identify any symptomatic close contacts. The total active Mpox cases in the country now stands at 8. Common symptoms include rashes, fever, headaches, and swollen lymph nodes, and it can be transmitted through close contact with an infected person or contaminated materials.
So, clad 2 tayo ngayon, no? Anyway, let's go on because we have a guest. With that, health officials continue to closely monitor the Mpox situation in the country.
To give us an update, we have DOH Assistant Secretary Albert Domingo over the phone. ASEC, good morning. Thanks for joining us again.
Yes, good morning, Angela and Angelo. A warm, rainy morning to you.
Right. Siyempre po, first off, kamusta po muna yung recovery ng mga active cases natin?
Yeah, ang ating active cases are continually recovering lahat silang 8, no? From case 10 up to our case 17. Ang nasa hospital lang natin, si case 10 tsaka si 11. Pero si case 12 hanggang 17, lahat sila doing well and recovering at home. Even yung mga nasa hospital are actually doing okay.
Okay. Have we monitor na po ba lahat ng mga close contacts nitong mga positive cases natin, ASEC?
We are aware of the close contact, no, of our positive cases, yung mga counts. But yung mga details kasi sila nanggagaling sa LGU yan, no?
Right.
I can give you quick numbers as to the number of close contacts, in particular, yung mga naunang cases. But my numbers might not be updated. No? As of August 29, yung case 10, nakahanap sila ng 72 close contacts. Case 11, 15 close contacts. Case 12, 9 close contacts. Case 13, 26 close contacts. Case 14, 4 close contacts. Yung ating mga subsequent cases, 15, 16, 17, ongoing pa yung contact tracing. So, wala pa akong updated counts for those most recent ones.
Oo. Pero ASEC, dagdag ko lang, at the rate that we are going right now, the way we are monitoring, contact tracing all the possible contacts nga nitong mga nagkaroon ng Mpox, do you think mas tataas pa yung kaso natin ng Mpox?
I would think so. I would say yes. But let me explain why in a weird kind of way it's a good thing to say. If you notice, from July 2022 to December 2023, 9 cases lang yung na-detect natin, Angela, no? And then now, in just a span of 2 weeks, you have another 8 cases na parang na-report. The speed of detection and surveillance and our ability to confirm and even say what the clade is good news for our health system because we are able to catch the cases in that sense. So, having said that, that makes us, kumbaga, objectively more ready for when clade 1B comes in. As we always explain, no, there are 2 variants of play here. Si clade 2, saka si clade 1B. There's actually a third variant, pero hindi sa international concern, yung clade 1A.
Okay.
Yung 1B kasi yung hindi kilala eh. So, what I always say is it's only a matter of time. We can delay it as long as we can. POQ, it's doing its job, no, screening, etc. Pero pag dumating yung clade 1B, makakatch natin siya. Kasi nakita nyo, di ba, in just 2 weeks, 8 agad yung nahuhuli natin. Pero they're all
That's
mild,
right.
they're all clade 2.
Yes, Yusek, I'd like to ask now before we move on to another topic, how is your coordination po with yung mga LGU natin? Kasi to have an effective management of this outbreak, kailangan po yung on-board din yung mga LGU natin in terms of reporting mechanisms, programs to at least control the spread of Mpox. Are they all on board, Sec?
Yes, that's correct. No, ang ating 8 active cases. Remember, we only have 8. 6 of which are in Metro Manila, and then 2 are from Calabarzon. So even before our interview, actually last week pa na meet ng ating Metro Manila Center for Health Development saka ng Calabarzon Center for Health Development. Yun yung ating mga regional offices.
Okay.
They have been meeting regularly with the local health officers in Metro Manila and also Calabarzon. Plus, further to that, and I'm going to say this, no, not to alarm, no, pero to show our population na nag-ready tayo, even the other regions na walang Mpox cases, kinakausap na rin ng ating mga regional directors, yung mga municipal health officers, mga city health officers. Muli, tatagalugin ko po, no, sa ating mga nakikinig at nanonood, hindi ibig sabihin kumakalat ang Mpox, pero ibig sabihin po, ang DOH ninyo ay naghahanda para mapigilan natin yung pagkalat.
Asik, syempre, isa sa mga katanungan ngayon ng ating kababayan, kailan tayo magkakaroon ng vaccine against Mpox? And kung magkaroon tayo noon, makapag-procure ang ating government, paano yung administration yun? Magiging katulad ba ito ng COVID noon? Mauuna muna yung mga health, yung mga frontliners, and then, Asik?
Good question, Angela. Siguro paliwanag muna natin ano yung pinagkaiba ng bakuna ngayon sa Mpox doon sa bakuna noon sa COVID-19. Yun kasing bakuna sa COVID-19 binibigay sa general population kasi ang bilis ng hawa, hangin kasi. Di ba maglakad ka lang, mahanginan ka ng naglalakad na may COVID tapos hindi mo nga alam kung may COVID o wala kasi kahit walang sintomas, pwede siyang nagkakalat. Ngayon kasi sa Mpox, nakikita natin yung sintomas na sa balat. Ay iwasan natin. Hindi ganoon kabilis yung hawa, pero may kailangan pa rin tayong bakunahan. So ngayon, ang priority natin for vaccination na na-discuss na rin ni Secretary, una, yung mga tumitingin ng pasyenteng may COVID, may Mpox. Bakit kailangan matingnan sila, mabakunahan? Kasi sila yung unang sasalba sa atin, sila yung unang nagka-catch, sila yung unang nag-treat. So, tingin natin yung mga dermatologist na kumukuha ng sample, yung mga doktor, kahit non-derm, kumukuha ng sample. Next would be yung tinatawag natin na key population. Nakikita kasi natin, bagamat lahat ng tao ay pwede magkaroon ng Mpox, meron talaga tayong particular group of people na inaapektuhan. Makikita natin sa datos ng CLADE 2 internationally, skin-to-skin contact, and most recently, yung ating mga cases, dami sa kanila merong sexual contact in particular. Again, inuulit ng DOH, lahat ng tao pwede magkaroon, and we are just objectively stating that our data is telling us na lately, ang transmission is from sexual contact.
Okay. Idagdag ko lang yung tungkol nga po dito sa procurement ng Mpox vaccines. Kailan po natin magkakaroon ng balita regarding that? Because we've heard on several news before sa Africa, sinasabi nga po nila mandating or asking or requesting other countries na merong maraming stocks po ng Mpox vaccines ay makapag-donate. But how about here in the Philippines?
Well, that's correct, Angela, and I'd like to emphasize what you just said. That's what WHO is advising. The focus of vaccination should be in Africa kasi nandun yung pinakamalakas na hawa eh. So parang nasusunog yan na bahay. Sa isang mga lugar na may mga magkakapit bahay, marami makaka-relate dito, yung bahay na umaapoy ng pinakamalakas, siya yung unang binobombahan ng tubig. Kasi it doesn't make sense na babakunahan mo or babasahin mo yung mga paligid na bahay kung yung mismong bahay na ang lakas ng apoy, kailangan iligtas. So, ganun yung naging strategy. Unahin muna natin kung nasaan malakas yung hawa, which is sa Congo, tapos basta tayo magbubong dun sa mga ibang countries. But even saying that, nagtaas na ng kamayan DOH, whatever the mode is, I'm very careful with the use of the terms procurement, donation, kasi those have different implications legally. The point is, we are going to get vaccine at the right time once the strategy internationally allows for it.
And lastly po, regarding Mpox, Asik, kasi nga sa airport natin, nabalitaan din po natin na meron pong additional form pagdating po dito sa Mpox na tinatanong sa mga pasahero doon. But what about po yung other terminals natin like ports, bus terminals? What are the pinaka-health guidelines natin doon po, Asik?
So, Angela, let me just clarify. There is no additional form. We are still talking of the same health declaration form, which is part of the e-travel app. So, wala tayong dinagdag na, actually, wala nga tayong dinagdag na tanong eh. There is one small change, but it is significant. Doon sa drop-down list, meron kasing question doon have you been sick in the past 30 days? Tapos, drop down list, hindi ka pwede mag-type, hindi siya text field. So pag drop down mo siya, dati ang lumalabas lang cough, cold, fever, other symptoms, ganyan. Pero walang symptoms na nakalagay na rash, blisters, or vesicles. This is very important kasi imagine, isa kang honest na traveler, tapos hinahanap mo yung sintomas mo, walang option. Di ba, para multiple choice yan di lulusot ka dun sa screening. So the fact na meron na dun, and we're hoping na maging honest yung ating mga travelers, mas makaka-catch tayo ng incoming. Now, very good question, Angela. Paano naman yung domestic? Ang Bureau of Quarantine kasi works internationally. Sa local area natin, nandiyan ang DOH and also ang ating mga local health offices. Kaya nga, Timo, yung tanong natin kanina, ilan yung close contact, yan yung nakikita natin na practice na. Sabihin na natin practice para ready tayo pag dumating, kung dumating si Clade 1B.
Okay, on to another topic, no? Ano po ang data natin on leptospirosis and what are we doing to manage this? Because as Pag-asa also told us, this September we're expecting 2 or 3 more na bagyo and alam naman po natin, ASEC, pag bumabagyo, umuulan, nagra-rise lagi ang cases natin ng leptospirosis.
Mismo, Angelo, actually, nakatingin ako sa bintana ngayon and on the way to work. Buti nga nagsuspend na ang government ngayon
That's right.
in Metro Manila. Pero ang daming baha, no? So it's happening right now as we speak. Our total number of cases of leptospirosis is at 3,785. If you compare it as of August 17. Pag kinumpara natin yan sa 2023, it's actually just 5% higher. However, Angelo and Angela, ang dapat i-highlight natin is yung bulusok. From July 7 to 20, bago dumating si Karina, 251 cases lang yung nalista natin.
Okay.
Pero from July 21 to August 3, kasama na yung period na dumating si Karina at yung habagat na malakas, July 24, yung case count natin na pumanik naging 1,184. So that's almost 5 times the previous count of 251. Now, bumaba siya to 699 August 4 to 17. Pero like we always say, as you already primed, no, Angelo, tag-ulan di ba? The
Yes.
data is consistent kapag bumaha talaga, tataas yan. But we can keep it low kung mag-iingat tayo at kukonsulta tayo kahit walang nararamdaman, ano man ang dahilan, basta napalusong sa baha, kumonsulta po sa doktor within 1 to 2 days para mabigyan ng antibiotic para wag na tayo malepto.
Alright. Maraming salamat po sa inyong oras. That was DOH Assistant Secretary Albert Domingo. Thank you, ASEC.
Thank you, Angela and Angelo. Good morning.